You take a small tactical nuclear weapon and stick it up a guy's ass. A thermonuclear suppository. Preparation H-bomb. You talk about fallout, huh? Whoa. Or you take the bomb and you stick it just inside that little hole on the end of a guy's dick, you know? Yeah, a bomb in a dick. When it goes off, the guy wouldn't know whether he was coming or going. Get out of here. I got you.
Hello, this is Liberty Bell Reacts, and today I'm going to be reacting to George Carlin talking about the death penalty. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video because you never know what I'm going to do. Personally, I'm 98% against the death penalty. But I leave that 2% in there for extraordinary circumstances. But I'm against the death penalty because I myself would not be willing to be the one who would do the lethal injection or to flip the switch on the electric chair. So I have a bit of an issue with having other people act as executioners when I myself would not be willing to be the executioner. I think it's a little bit hypocritical for me to be pro-death penalty if I'm not willing to end somebody myself. Knowing George Carlin, I'm guessing he's probably pro-death penalty, so let's see if I can make it through this clip without falling to pieces. I'm not gonna fall to pieces. It's okay. I don't fall to pieces when I hear things I don't agree with.
The same way we made up the death penalty. We made them both up, sanctity of life and the death penalty. Aren't we versatile? And you know, in this country now, there are a lot of people who want to expand the death penalty to include drug dealers. This is really stupid. Drug dealers aren't afraid to die. They're already killing each other every day on the streets by the hundreds. Drive-bys, gang shootings, they're not afraid to die. Death penalty doesn't mean anything unless you use it on people who are afraid to die. Like the bankers who launder the drug money. The bankers who launder the drug money.
Okay, maybe that's the 2% that I leave there for the death penalty cases. I love this. I love how he goes against the establishment.
Forget the dealers. You want to slow down that drug traffic, you got to start executing a few of these fucking bankers. White, middle-class, Republican bankers.
And don't forget the Democrat bankers, because they are all in on it. It's basically you versus the Uniparty. Because when it comes to the Uniparty, there is no Democrat and there is no Republican. It's just one party, and they're out to get you. Yeah, see, if you only go after the Republicans, you'll only get half the bad guys. You gotta get them all.
White, middle-class, Republican bankers. And I'm not talking about soft American executions like lethal injection. I'm talking about fucking crucifixion, folks. Let's bring back crucifixions, a form of capital punishment that Christians and Jews of America can really appreciate. And I'd go a little further. I'd crucify people upside down. Like St. Peter, feet up, head down, and naked. I'd have naked upside down crucifixions on TV once a week at halftime of the Monday night football game. Monday night. The Monday night crucifixions. You'd have people tuning in, don't even care about football. Wouldn't you like to hear Dan Deerdorf explain why the nails have to go in at a certain angle? And I'll guarantee you one thing, you start executing, you start nailing one white banker per week to a big wooden cross on national TV, you're gonna see that drug traffic begin to slow down pretty fucking quick. Pretty fucking quick. You won't even be able to buy drugs in schools and prisons anymore. Now, I don't care about capital punishment one way or another because I know it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything except maybe satisfy a kind of biblical need for revenge. You know, if you read the Bible, you see that it's full of retribution and revenge. So really, capital punishment is kind of a religious ritual.
Not really, because the Bible says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. What is it? A tooth for tooth? An eye for an eye, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, meaning that you don't. Let me look that up. I told y'all before, I can't exactly quote the Bible, so I gotta look up Bible quotes. Okay, so I think I learned it as an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. But There are so many different versions of the Bible. But here we have Matthew 5:38 through 39. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you now, do not take revenge on someone who wrongs you. I don't know what version of the Bible that is. Similar thing here from Romans 12:17. Beloved, do not avenge yourselves. Rather, leave this to God's wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will recompense, says the Lord. In the video where I watched George Carlin talking about how religion is BS, I got a lot of questions because I mentioned that I was a Christian and I said that I wasn't super well versed in the Bible. And people were asking me, well, how can you believe in something that you're not super well versed in? And I think you just saw an example of this. So I know answers to questions. It's not that I don't know anything. I know a lot, but I can't directly quote something. So I knew the quote, but it was kind of fuzzy in the back of my head and I had to like go and look it up. So I know enough about my religion so that it works for me on a personal level, but I could never be a street preacher because what would I look like? Stop, hold on, let me pause and look this up. I know the answer. It's in the, it's on the tip of my tongue. Like it's somewhere in the back of my head. I know I learned this at some point in Sunday school. That does not make for somebody who is an effective influencer in the spiritual side of things, but that's not who I am. I'm just into the comedy aspect of things.
Now, I don't care about capital punishment one way or another because I know it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything except maybe satisfy a kind of biblical need for revenge. You know, if you read the Bible, you see that it's full of retribution and revenge. So really, capital punishment is kind of a religious ritual. It's a purification rite. It's a modern sacrament.
I will give him that with the Old Testament, yes. They're like vengeance, vengeance, vengeance. But with the New Testament from the Christianity portion, you're not supposed to do that. And that's because Jesus came and corrected the flaws that were in the Old Testament. So if you're a Jew, I guess you can do the vengeance stuff. If you are not a Jew, you probably shouldn't be doing that. Luke 6:29 also says, to the one who strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. And from the one who takes away your cloak, do not withhold your tunic either. So there's a difference between Christianity and Judaism.
It's full of retribution and revenge. So really, capital punishment is kind of a religious ritual. It's a purification rite. It's a modern sacrament. And as long as that's true, I say, let's liven it up a little. I honestly believe if you make the death penalty a little more entertaining and learn to market it correctly, you just might be able to raise enough money to balance the stupid fucking budget. Balance the stupid fucking budget. And don't forget, the polls show the American people want capital punishment and they want a balanced budget. And I think even in a fake democracy, people ought to get what they want once in a while just to feed this illusion that they're really in charge. Let's use capital punishment the same way we use sports and television in this country to distract people and take their minds off how bad they're being fucked by the upper 1%. Now, Unfortunately, Monday Night Football doesn't last long enough. What we really need is year-round capital punishment on TV every night with sponsors. Gotta have sponsors. I'm sure as long as we're killing people, Marlboro Cigarettes and Dow Chemical will be proud to participate. Proud to participate. Balance the stupid fucking budget. And let me say this to you, my interesting Judeo-Christian friends, not only do I recommend crucifixions, I'd be in favor of bringing back beheadings. Beheadings on TV, slow motion, instant replay. And maybe you could let the heads roll down a little hill and fall into one of 5 numbered holes. Let the people at home gamble on which hole the head is going to fall into. And you do it in a stadium so the mob can gamble on it too. Raise a little more money. And if you want to expand the violence a little longer to sell a few more commercials, instead of using an axe, you do the beheadings with a handsaw. Hey, don't bail out on me now, goddammit. The blood is already on our hands. All we're talking about is a matter of degree. You want something a little more delicate? We'll do the beheadings with an olive fork. That would be nice, and it would take a good goddamn long time. There's a lot of good things we could be doing. When's the last time we burned someone at the stake? It's been too long. Here's another form of capital punishment. Comes out of a nice, rich religious tradition. Burning people at the stake. Sponsor, Bridgeford Charcoal. And you put it on TV on Sunday mornings. The Sunday morning evangelicals send us an offering, praise Jesus, human bonfire. You don't think that would get big ratings in this sick fucking country? Shit, you'd have people skipping church to watch this stuff. And you take the money they send in the offerings and you use it to balance the budget. What about boiling people in oil? Boy, those were the days, weren't they? You get the oil going real good, you know, a nice high rolling boil, and then slowly at the end of a rope, you lower the perpetrator head first into the boiling oil. Huh? You talk about fun shit. And just to encourage citizen participation, you let the mob in the stadium control the speed of the rope. Good, clean, wholesome family entertainment. The kids will love it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, George Carlin is too much. He is such an intelligent human being, you can tell. His mind is so active, and it's so hard to write comedy like this. But he just keeps stringing more and more things together, and they all relate, and it makes so much sense. But at the same time, it's very absurd, which is what's making me laugh. I'm a big fan of his style. Even if I don't agree with what he's saying 100% of the time. He's good. He's very, very good. He's just excellent.
You let the mob in the stadium control the speed of the rope. Good, clean, wholesome family entertainment. The kids will love it. The kids will love it. And at the same time they're enjoying themselves, we're teaching them a nice Christian moral lesson. Boiling people in oil.
You know, I think this could have been funnier if he would have bothered to actually learn what Christianity is about, because this isn't a Christian lesson, not by a long shot. Now you could say it's a Jewish lesson, and then that would make it funnier because that would be true. What makes comedy funny is that there's an element of truth to it, but I am a little bit disappointed that he's just factually incorrect. But I'm willing to overlook it because it's comedy. And yes, I understand there are reasons to hate on religions. I understand that, but yeah, just to be factually incorrect on this point it's just a little sad. It's just a little bit disappointing from a comedian of this caliber. So I'm feeling a little bit let down because I think he can do better than this. I'm sure there are those of you who are in the audience who are saying, well, I know people who killed people in the name of Christianity, therefore it's a Christian lesson. It's not. Any religion can be bastardized. The New Testament and the message of Jesus is all about being peaceful and loving and forgiveness and all that good stuff. Someone can say that they are a Christian leader. They could even be a Christian leader. They could even be one of the highest Christian leaders that there are. And if that person comes out and says that they're doing something in the name of Christianity, if what they are doing goes against the teachings of Jesus, then they are not doing it in the name of Christianity. They are doing it for their own self-aggrandizement, or perhaps they're lining their pockets. But somebody saying they're doing something in the name of Christianity doesn't mean that it is a Christian thing. Being Christian doesn't mean being perfect. There are Christians who do bad things. There are Christians that go against the teachings of the New Testament. Just because a Christian does something bad, that does not mean that the religion allows for that bad behavior. Jesus never talked about boiling people in oil or crucifying people upside down or any of this funny stuff. When it came to executing people, he said, let ye who is without sin cast the first stone. Or some Christians did a bad thing does not mean that the religion is bad, or the religion says that these bad things that someone did are okay simply because they are Christian. That's not how that works.
The kids will love it. The kids will love it. And at the same time they're enjoying themselves, we're teaching them a nice Christian moral lesson. Boiling people in oil. Sponsor? Crisco. And maybe instead of boiling all these guys, every now and then you could French fry a couple of them, you know? French fried felons, dip a guy in egg batter just for a goof, you know? Kind of a tempura thing, huh? Jeffrey Dahmer never thought of this shit, did he? Jeffrey Dahmer, eat your heart out. Which is an interesting thought in and of itself. All right, enough nostalgia. What about some modern forms of capital punishment? How about we throw a guy off the World Trade Center and whoever he lands on wins the Publishers Clearinghouse? Okay, something a little more sophisticated. You dip a guy in brown gravy and lock him in a small room with a Wolverine who's high on angel dust. There's one guy's not going to be fucking with too many kids at the bus stop for a while, huh?
You have to love his creativity here. One of the things that makes things funny is when you add more details, and I love how he's crafting all of these different ways of ending people. This is comedic genius in motion.
Here's something really nice you could do. You shoot a guy out of a high-speed catapult right into a brick wall. Trouble is, it would be over too quick. No good for TV, you know. You'd have to do a whole bunch of guys right in a row. Rapid fire capital punishment. 15 catapults. While you're shooting off one, you're loading up the others. Of course, every now and then you would have to stop to clean off the wall. Cleanliness, right next to godliness. All right, high tech. I sense some of yous are waiting for high tech. I got it. You take a small tactical nuclear weapon and stick it up a guy's ass. A thermonuclear suppository. Preparation H-bomb. You talk about fallout, huh? Whoa. Or you take the bomb and you stick it just inside that little hole on the end of a guy's dick, you know? Yeah, a bomb in a dick. When it goes off, the guy wouldn't know whether he was coming or going. Get out of here. I got you.
Yes, more comedic genius from George Carlin. I hate getting into serious debates on things over comedy, but it's just that the style that George Carlin uses or promulgates is such that it just naturally lends itself to these types of conversations. He's a thought-provoking comic. And guess what? If you disagree with my take on things, it's okay. You're not gonna fall to pieces. If you write me a comment saying you disagree, I'm not gonna fall to pieces. It's all right. I'm not super sensitive, and you shouldn't be either. I'm very relaxed. I'm very open. I probably like it when people disagree with me more than when people agree with me because I'm a natural contrarian. Did you enjoy this clip? Do you agree with the death penalty? Or do you think that it shouldn't really be a thing? Let me know about your opinion in the comments section below. I love hearing from you guys. I love reading your comments. And I love it when you subscribe, so do that too. If there are any more bits by George Carlin you'd like me to react to, please leave them in the comments section below. If there are any other bits by any other comedians you'd like me to react to, please leave those in the comments section below as well. This has been Liberty Bell Reacts, and thanks for watching. Oh, Muddy Bee. Oh, Muddy Bee. Oh, you're so muddy. Oh, Libra, you're so muddy. Oh, he's covered in mud. Most of his white parts are gray because he's covered in mud today. So Leroy, you can't sit on a couch when you're covered in mud. That's not a thing. That's a nice couch. You're a nice boy. You are a nice boy, but you're covered in mud. It's nothing personal. I still love you. I love you no matter how muddy you are. I love you. I love you in all your mud.